Military spouses are a vital yet often underrepresented group within the workforce. But for over 10 years, the National Military Spouse Network has fought to change that, dedicating itself to the education, empowerment, and professional advancement of military spouses all over the world. Recently, Hiring America spoke with members of the National Military Spouse Network as they prepare to storm the Hill, an annual event sponsored by USAA to raise awareness about the high military spouse unemployment rate and encourage policymakers to join in being part of the solution.
Happy Military Spouse Appreciation Day. You know what that means. It's time to storm. Let's do this.
Being a military spouse has its advantages and disadvantages. You meet incredible friends and incredible people because the people that are drawn to an all-volunteer force have this huge passion to serve, right? They believe in something bigger than themselves. But a lot of us came into the life with degrees and we're not able to use them. We're not able to find jobs. And that's a little bit frustrating. And even when we do find the perfect job, we're subject to directed moves every 18 months to 3 years. You're restarting your life every few years.
My husband is currently deployed. He left one day before my daughter turned 1 month old. So on top of being a brand new mom, trying to figure out what this new life and this new role is with this new human that you're responsible for, we are now in the midst of a global pandemic. So life is a whole new level of crazy that I never really thought I would hit. I had interviewed for a job I was really excited about, and they called me to say, well, we hear that you'll be moving out of the area soon, so we're going to be giving the job to someone who we know will be in the area, which to me translates, your military spouse, you'll be leaving, we're giving this job to someone else.
I've been a military spouse for 14 years, and when I first became one, I was really naive. I didn't really know if it was an asset or a liability to tell employers that I was a military spouse, but we kept it secret. It was more the norm because we were worried that we wouldn't be hired if we told the future employer that we were military spouses. Thankfully, that is changing, but there are still some employers who don't really understand that just because you're only going to be somewhere for a short time, that doesn't mean that you're not a really valuable employee.
Knowing that I didn't get this job because I was a military spouse was heartbreaking. It was infuriating, and it lit a fire to make sure that this, one, didn't happen to me again, but two, I don't want another military spouse to hear those words, well, you'll be leaving, so we'll be giving that job to someone else. And so that's why Storm the Hill is so personal.
Military spouse unemployment sits at a high of like 24% right now. And that was before the pandemic. So we assume that it's going to go up. Our community is a community of doers. So we looked at that and we're like, we can spit out some solutions. So last year we wrote our first white paper. The next step needed to be building a coalition of the willing who would go up on Capitol Hill to speak to legislators to encourage them to support these initiatives and to remember that military spouse unemployment is 6 to 8 times the national average. So we took them to Storm the Hill, and it was pretty amazing. And because we came up to the Hill with the problems as well as the solutions, all of our recommendations that required policy changes were introduced into legislation. I was so proud of everyone because they went up on Capitol Hill to advocate for our entire community, and they knocked it out of the park.
USAA has been partnering with National Military Spouse Network for the last 10 years, and we are so thrilled to be the presenting sponsors for the white paper as well as Storm the Hill. Storm the Hill is such an amazing experience. It's an opportunity for us to talk to the policy and decision makers that are out there sharing the concerns that military spouses have about keeping their career on the move.
Storm the Hill this year is a little bit different. Now it's not in person, it's virtual.
We are bringing in spouses from around the country, as a matter of fact, around the world. And that's actually the silver lining to what we're doing this year virtually. We're tapping into the resources of the military spouse community from all over, and they're able to get in there and talk to their representatives and share the concerns.
The whole Storm the Hill contingent will participate in a 2-hour training session. We'll teach them how to find their legislators, how to contact their legislators, give them talking points, and then release them to go storm the Hill.
We really definitely want to combine that personal story with facts. Because I'm a reporter, I have familiarity with getting in touch with political officials and representatives. But initially, I was kind of shocked when I started reporting that it was so easy. And I think sometimes we are hesitant to request a meeting because it seems really formal, and they intentionally make it formalized. It says, which are the list of participants, and that's you. And it's okay if it's just you.
And with that, I'm releasing you to storm. I feel like I'm releasing ladybugs or something.
So I'm going to call Representative Panetta's office. Yes, hi, my name is Jennifer Barnhill, and I would really love to speak with someone from your office regarding military spouse employment opportunities.
I get emotional because I think of the handful of spouses that will come alongside us and storm. They're storming on behalf of around 500,000 military spouses.
I want the world to know that military spouses are not looking for a handout. We are gritty and resilient and adaptable more than any other group of people I know. We are just looking for support in fighting this cause.